See, certain individuals are spiritually protected. And I'm going to tell you how you know. Most people that are spiritually protected, if someone tries them, being disloyal to them, try to hurt them, try to do all these different things to them, something terrible usually happens to them right after that.
So you telling me because an individual received karma, because that individual received karma is the very reason why they protected? I'm not understanding that, dog. See, and then a lot of y'all will take something happening to the other individual as, spiritual protection, when really it just be confirmation bias. You see what I'm saying? It's like your brain is looking for certain things to confirm what you want out of life. You feel what I'm saying? So you have a bias, and it's a form of cognitive dissonance. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this shit get deep, dog. What you talking about is fucking ridiculous. But you're expecting something to happen to that person because you've been done wrong. Now, whether you believe in God, Jesus, whatever, you start questioning reality when something happens to you from a person and nothing happens to them, because you subconsciously want something to happen to that person. Now, that does not mean that you are protected or that other individual is protected. I want you to understand something, fam. Just because you saying some shit and you think you saying something, you really the fuck are not. Now, just because something happened to that individual does not mean that you're protected. It just means that you would want the laws to be even, right? You would want karmic laws to be applied to the situation. You feel what I'm saying? Now, what about those rare moments, right, when something happens to you by a person and nothing happens to the person? Does that mean that you're not spiritually protected? You feel what I'm saying? Does that mean you're not spiritually protected? Or could they be using actual spiritual protection on their life and you don't have one on yours? You see what I'm saying? So what you talking about, dog, makes no fucking sense. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna make it seem as though, every time something happens, or usually when things happen in life, to the person that did you wrong, it's because you're spiritually protected, bruh. No, that's not what the fuck that mean, dog. He's basically saying believe in shit outside of yourself, such as karma, such as, the ancestors. Now, I'm not saying disrespect your ancestors, right? Always acknowledge your ancestors, but don't, rely on your ancestors to do the work for you. That's not gonna fucking happen. Don't rely on God or rely on karma or rely on things outside of you, because ultimately what's happening is you're being removed from self yet again, right? And so it makes it that much harder to understand what is actually happening before you, because you don't know you. You see how that shit work? Like, you gotta understand, like, an individual is telling you, there's something that's gonna come out and fucking save you. Like, it's not happening. Although you should give these things thanks and appreciation, ultimately you're depending on you. You feel what I'm saying? Because what happens in those times where you feel as though the ancestors or God or the universe or karma should come through, and it does not happen. You feel what I'm saying? You wait for the next moment in life and then give the praise to that thing outside of you. You feel me? And ultimately, you're always going to be waiting on some shit outside of you to take care of your fucking business. Right? So how in the fuck are you going to tell me, the ancestors the land will take care of you. The skies, the moon, this duck will take care of you. Dog, what you doing is not enough. As a grown man, you should know nobody is going to come and fucking save you. You feel what I'm saying? You still waiting on Jesus. That's all they selling you. They selling you remixes to Jesus over and over and over again. You feel what I'm saying? So you ultimately end up waiting your entire life for shit to get done. Like, it's gonna magically happen. Like, bro, you believing in mystical shit, and that's why you're getting mystical fucking outcomes. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, you gotta be precise with this shit. You gotta plan this shit out. You gotta have structure. You gotta be a militant fucking force. And that way you become a spiritual fucking beast. That's how that shit work. You don't fucking wait for the sun and the moon and the stars to align and there it is. This is the day. Like, bro, that's another fucking scam. You waiting on the lunar eclipse and shit. There you go, waiting on some shit outside of yourself. There you go again. When the lunar eclipse happens, there's gonna be a fucking change in the world. There you go again, waiting on a fucking event to happen before you make change in your life. That's not how that shit work. It holds you back again, dog. They resetting the clock on your bitch ass every motherfucking chance they get, and you playing this motherfucking game of tiptoe and limbo and dog. Listen, dog. You gotta just get the fuck up and do whatever you. Hey, you get what I'm saying, dog. You know what I'm saying? You have to ultimately learn about you, yourself. Stop waiting on the outside motherfucking source.